Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, this is EAJ Man from Autopsy Live and the Skype Pirates. When I want to make it look like I give a shit about sports, I tune into Sports World Radio with Jeff Escow.
Jeff
Doing my time. Doing my time. Got myself a problem.
from San Diego, it's Sports World Radio. You've never heard a sports show like this. Oh, no, you haven't.
Oh, blow me.
You got it.
Holy fucking shit.
What in the hell is your major malfunction?
Can't believe that goddamn son of a bitch did that fucking crap.
Don't give me any of your shit.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Those are your hosts, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann. Remember, those who can't play sports, talk about it. These two tell it like it is. Tune into Sports World Radio for the fastest hour of sports of your life. So here they are, the douchebags of sports themselves, Jeff Escow and Sean Mann.
Hey, what's up, everybody? And welcome to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow in the house with you all today. We got a jam-packed show like we do each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. I just killed a fly on the screen while I was talking to you guys. How about that? Gotta love that right there. There's a dead fly. See you later, buddy. All right. Hey, head on over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/SportsWorldRadio. Check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/SportsWorldRadio. If you're hanging out with us on SportsWorldRadio.com and you want to get in touch with the show, click, and you have Skype, click the Call Now button right there, and it'll direct you right to the show for Skype users only. Non-Skype users, give us a call at 619-663-3715. 619-663-3715. Okay, we're doing things a little different from now on. Normally, well, you know what? Let's bring in the co-host first, and then I'll tell you what we're doing. Hey, joining us like he always does, sitting right next to me like he always is, Sean Mann, the update man. What's going on there, brother?
I'm doing good, Jeff, and welcome everybody to Sports World Radio at 6:06 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:06 p.m. on the West. It is Monday, September 22nd, 2014. The weather right now is in the 80s, like 84 or 85 today. It's kind of unusual for fall weather, but doing well, Jeff. And how are you, and how's the weather in San Diego?
It's gorgeous out, gorgeous out here, like it always is, my friend. Come on, what do you think they call it sunny San Diego for, you rat bastard? It's
well,
beautiful.
At least you're not in Missouri or anything.
Well, yeah, that's like living in hell. I lived there. Trust me, I know. But you know something? We had a major heat wave last week, and for 2 weeks it was in the 110s. It was nasty out here. It's kind of nice out here. It's like in the low 80s, mid 70s. It's beautiful out here. It's gorgeous. Sun's out. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. Now, like I said, we're doing things a little different from now on. Normally, I bring this gentleman in the second hour of the show. But we're switching things up, and he's going to be coming in the first hour of the show every Monday from now on. Our good friend, Nicholas Spiva. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. What's going on, guys? I just got back from vacation. Actually, I went to Branson, Missouri. And it wasn't half bad, Jeff.
You were living in hell, weren't you?
It was fancy. It was pretty nice. I went with the family. Did some fishing.
See, you were hanging out in Branson, Missouri, so you had things to do. I lived in freaking Missouri in Liberty. There was nothing to do there, man. It was like living in hell. Plus, I was living there for two winters. It was crazy. I hated that, man. Ugh.
Yeah, it gets a little cold in Kansas City.
Look at
Double
A
and stuff like that in that area. Yeah.
Look at Double A. He says it's barely 70 degrees there in Philadelphia. And I'd like to thank the Philadelphia Eagles. Thank you very much. I'm glad you guys did something for me this weekend. Thank you so much. Hey, Sean, since we have Nicholas in the first hour of the show, what do you say we get to the football games in the first hour?
Yeah, absolutely. Good point here, Jeff. And we got a lot of good games that we had yesterday in the National Football League. We'll start with the early games. Week 3, as you know, one game was complete Thursday night, but here we go. Phillip Rivers and the San Diego Chargers, Jeff and Nick, played a very good game. They go into Buffalo, a hostile place. They beat the Bills 22-10. What'd you guys think of that game? I know, Jeff, you didn't get a chance to see the highlights until the afternoon, but what'd you think?
That's funny you said that, Sean, because I said Saturday on our show, Nick, when we were doing our Saturday show, I said, because it was a 10 o'clock in the morning game here, and I said, I normally don't get up till 12, 1 o'clock, so I won't get to see that game. Well, you know what happened, Sean? I woke up at 11 o'clock. And I
11 a.m.
Yeah, and I actually got to watch the San Diego Charger game. How about that?
Phillip Rivers played
unbelievable.
He played just the way, Jeff and Nick, the way he's supposed to play this season. If the Chargers are to get to the Super Bowl, this is what he has to do. Rivers was 18-25 yesterday. He threw for 256 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Nick, welcome back as always, bud. Your thoughts on what Phillip Rivers did against the Buffalo Bills, beating them 22-10?
You there, Nicholas?
Nick?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, I didn't get to see much of the games. I was traveling home. I got to catch some on the old radio. But, yeah, Phillip Rivers, I've never been impressed with Phillip Rivers. He hasn't really done much for me, but if he plays like this, they'll...
Oh, it looks like we're having some Skype difficulty with Nicholas, huh?
Yeah, it looks like we are having some Skype difficulties. On the other side of the football, the Buffalo Bills quarterback Manuel was 23 of 39. He passed for 238 yards, 1 TD pass, and no interceptions. A big win for San Diego. When you think about the last 2 weeks, they beat the defending Super Bowl champions, the Seahawks, 30-21. They go into Buffalo, where the Bills were undefeated at 2-0, and they just absolutely manhandled the Buffalo Bills. They played a very good football game, and a game they really need to have all the way going from the West Coast all the way up to the East in Buffalo.
How many points did you get in our fantasy league this year?
For week number 3, I went 11-4 in the NFL Pick'em for week number 3.
That's what I did too so far. I went 11-4. Hey, guess what? Here I come, boys and girls. I told you. Guess what? I was in 17th place last week, right?
Right.
Well, I moved up 3 spots. I'm now in 14th place. I'm only 7 behind that little boy Adrian, okay? And Gary One Arm, you are in 17th place, and hey, you stink. Ebo, the returning champ, is in 12th place. Wow, pretty crazy. We got a nice league going on. Adrian's in first place still with 30 points, and Pick 'em Like the Wind is still in second place. I did pretty good though. I got 11 points this week. I did pretty good.
When you look at this game, Jeff, no turnovers between San Diego and Buffalo. Look at the offense. The Chargers had 336 total yards of offense to Buffalo's 292. That's going to win you a lot of football games. The Chargers had 20 first downs. The Buffalo Bills, they had 18 first downs in the game. So big win for the Chargers against 2 very tough and very good football teams. Another game that was very, very intriguing that I almost lost, even though I went for Dallas in the Pick'em. They did come back from a 21-point deficit. They defeated the St. Louis Rams 34-31. They finally woke up and play after they were down 21-0.
Well, I did pick the Cowboys to win that game. How about that, Nicholas?
What's that?
I picked the Cowboys to win that game yesterday.
They finally pulled one together.
Yeah.
I was surprised they were down 21-0, but you know what? They came back finally and pulled off a good game.
It looked ugly, Nick. I saw the highlights of the game. It looked ugly. Romo, when he threw that interception, I thought, it's going to be another long, long day for the Dallas Cowboys. But then they finally woke up, got a touchdown. They were down by 11 at halftime, then just took over the second half. They outscored the Rams in that second half 24-10 in the second half. Tony Romo's stats, by the way, he was 18 of 23. He threw for 217 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. Davis for the Rams was 30 of 42. He threw for 327 yards, 3 TD passes, and 2 interceptions. The Cowboys did not look the best, and they were very lucky to pull this one out against St. Louis.
Yeah, they are. And nobody's talking about DeMarco Murray, but in his last 4 games, he's lost a fumble in each game. Big fumble against the 49ers, ran back for a touchdown. But nobody's talking about DeMarco Murray. It's always Romo. But if Murray wants to keep going, he's got to have to hang on to the football. He can't keep fumbling the ball every game.
You have Romo's stats in front of you, Sean?
Yeah, 18 of 23, 217 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He threw 2 touchdown passes, Jeff, and 1 interception, and that was the run back that made it 21-0 Rams.
What's his quarterback rating? Did it show it?
I didn't find anything on his quarterback rating.
The reason why I asked, you know why I'm asking, because I'm looking at Andy Dalton's stats from yesterday as well. Andy Dalton went 15 to 23, 161 yards, 1 interception, and his quarterback rating is a 68.9.
Nick, you live in Oklahoma, close to where Dallas is. Is there a lot of rumors being spread where you're at about this that every game is a fight for Jason Garrett's job? Because I've been saying it from day one that his job is on the line if the Cowboys don't get it together. We got a long way to go, of course, because we're only in the 3rd week of the NFL season.
No, I haven't been hearing anything about that. But you know, Jason Garrett's the type of coach that Jerry Jones wants. He doesn't. He'll let Jerry Jones do whatever he wants to do. He doesn't really meddle. Doesn't cause Jerry Jones much slack. But so why not? Why would you want to get a big name coach there who's going to make Jerry Jones look bad if he wins? So I think Jerry Jones is just happy with him. We'll see if in the 8-8 season he may get fired, but I'm still not convinced he's going to get fired yet. So,
well, they're 2-1 right now.
They don't
right?
have it. Their defense is okay. I don't think it's as bad as so far. It hasn't been as bad as people said going into the season. Everybody said it's going to be the worst in NFL history.
They're 2-1, right?
We've had almost 90 years of football, and they said it's going to be the worst ever.
Nicholas, they're 2-1, right?
2-1, and Romo's rating yesterday was 116.8 yesterday.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, he had a nice ranking yesterday. He only threw one interception.
He's come up since the San Francisco game, but you know what? It's kind of like Robert Griffin III last year. He didn't play any preseason games, and he stunk.
Right.
You got to play a little bit in the preseason, get going. I think he'll be okay once he gets going. He may not be the Romo of old, but he's getting older anyway. So I think he'll be all right.
They ain't going anywhere. They're gonna have a freaking 500. They're not gonna have a better than 500 season.
I think it'll be so. At least 8-8, maybe 7-9.
I did call for an 8-8 season. We got more NFL games to get to. We'll be right back after the commercial break for Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Did you know that just 30 minutes a day of physical activity can improve your health and decrease your risk of heart disease? For every hour of regular, vigorous exercise, you gain 2 hours of life expectancy. So start walking for yourself and for your heart. Start walking with your family. You'll feel better. Start walking in your community. You'll lead happier and healthier lives. Start walking. Start something. Join the movement today. For more information on the American Heart Association START program, visit startwalkingnow.org and start walking. Start something.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, and Nicholas Spiva also sitting in with us in the first hour of the show every single Monday now in the first hour. Instead of the second hour, we're moving things differently. All right, Sean, what game do you want to go to next?
All right, early game. This was a real classic game from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Double A, congratulations to you, buddy. The Philadelphia Eagles, they prevail against DJ Gary One Arm, who's a diehard Redskin fan, 37-34. It was a classic game back and forth. Redskins got off to a really good start, but Philadelphia took control of the game in the second half.
Thank you, Philadelphia. I appreciate that. I like that very much. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Philadelphia Eagle people. Mucho apreciado.
Hey, did you guys see the rumor that they may trade Robert Griffin III now?
I have not
That
heard
was on
that.
ESPN.
Why
I don't know if
not?
it's
Well, they can't trade him now. He's got a hurt damn foot.
Well, whenever he gets healthy.
Did that story just break in, Nick? Was that?
Well, it was earlier today. I don't know if it was ESPN or like Sporting. It's one of those. It could be like a Sports Nation where they have undecided or undeclared,
spit it out,
spies or whatever you want to call them. That say they and I even heard this during the preseason that Kirk Cousins was a better quarterback.
Redskin fans are probably even thinking, okay, we're maybe looking at maybe trading RG3, but in this game against Philadelphia, they're probably getting up the day after and thinking we should have won this game. Look at the stats. The Redskins outgained the Philadelphia Eagles, 511 total yards of offense.
Well, it was the last
379.
interception, Sean. It was the last interception that Cousins threw that screwed the whole pooch.
Yep, you're right there, Jeff. You're absolutely right. Cousins throwing that pick, that was what cost. That was the game
the
right
last
there because
pick.
then Philadelphia kicked the field goal to go up by 10.
It was the last pick that he threw that screwed the pooch. He was fine before that. If he didn't throw that pick, they would have been just fine. But thank you for throwing that pick, you rat bastard. I appreciate it a lot.
The Eagles were trailing 17-7, Nick, and this was a high-scoring game. I know you were coming back, but I'm sure you saw the highlights.
Hey,
that It was
Nick.
a back-and-forth game.
Hey, Nick,
Yeah,
what's your
Eagles
team?
have done that all year now. They come back big time from big deficits every single game.
Hey, Nick, what's the name of your fantasy team in our Pick'em League?
Spencers.
The who? Oh, the Des Spencers? The Des Dispensers?
Sir,
That's
believe
you,
so.
right?
I think it had a pretty off week this week, I think.
Yeah, you're in 13th place. I'm right behind you. I'm 1 point behind you. Cool. I'm going to knock you out next week, and then I'm coming for the rest of you freaking clowns.
It's been an amazing start for this Philadelphia Eagles team, and I know Double A and Browning, if he comes in here, he'll be here shortly, hopefully. The Eagles are the first NFL team to start a season 3-0 after trailing by 10-plus points in each game. They trailed 17-0 at halftime against Jacksonville. They were down in the game against the Colts in the game by a score of like 10-6. They were trailing by 14. They came back and won that. Then yesterday they're down by 10, and then they come back and win that. That's pretty amazing with what Chip Kelly can try to do to keep this Eagles team motivated. Nick Foles, though, is 27 of 41. He threw for 325 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. And like I pointed out in the NFC East, the team I picked to win that division, Philadelphia Eagles, they're on their way, but they got a lot of work to do to win that division.
They should win the division. I mean, they have some great players on offense. The defense, I guess, is all right. They allow a lot of points early on, but Nick Foles, LaShawn McCoy, Darren Sproles, Jeremy Maclin, Riley Cooper, they got some great players on offense, so they should put up some points with the Chip Kelly offense.
What do you think of Chip Kelly, Jeff, and the job that he's done with Philadelphia?
He's doing a
3-0?
really good job over there, but they'll lose a game here and there. Watch, I'm telling you. I know.
Double A say 3 weeks till we whoop some midget. Okay, and then now all of a sudden Double A is saying bring on San Francisco. Ooh.
Yeah, well, they don't play San Francisco. They play San Francisco next week?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Where, in San Francisco or in Philadelphia?
It's at San Francisco.
It's at San Francisco?
Yep.
Well, San Francisco looks like crap right now.
Yeah,
so
I can't wait till we get to that game.
What about I was going to say, we kind of with San Francisco. I got a question about Jim Harbaugh when we get to San Francisco.
The next game we get to, the New York Football Giants did not want to start 0-3, and that did not happen. They prevail against Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Houston Texans.
Damn
30-17.
Skippy. How about that game, huh? Beat an undefeated team right there. Hey, I told you, it takes a little time for them to get their brand new offense, brand new verbiage, brand new everything on the offensive side, brand new offensive everything. It'll take a little while for these guys to blend, okay? They beat an undefeated team, right?
They beat an undefeated team, and Ryan Fitzpatrick was just awful in this football game against the Giants. He had in this game 3 interceptions, and that was all 3 of them were game-changing plays, and the Giants just pulled ahead in the second half.
That's saying something, right?
They had to do something. They needed to win big time. The Giants are probably saying, look, we went 0-6 last year. We don't want to go through this whole repeat process again of getting off to a really horrible start. Nick, your thoughts on the Texans-Giants game, and what did you think of this game?
Wow. You know, I looked at the stats here. Eli Manning actually didn't throw an interception this game.
No,
he
didn't.
Pretty good quarterback rating. A surprise. But
Yeah.
it is against Houston.
Yeah, you see what it is? It's 123.2. I'm looking right at it.
I know. I saw it. I'm looking at it. That's surprising.
He was 21 of 28. Hello?
Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn now and then.
Hey, come on, man. It takes a little. I told you, it's going to take a little time. He got sacked once. Not bad. Okay? He was 21 of 28 for 234 yards, 1 sack, 2 touchdowns, no interception, quarterback rating of 123.2. I do believe it's the highest of the week.
And a game that the Giants really need to have. They really came out and did that. Double A, you bring up a good point. The Giants only play like their lives are on the line when the fire Tom Coughlin rumors start. And I had a belief that if they didn't win this, the rumors would get bigger and bigger if the Giants did not pull this game out against the Texans.
I'm okay with that.
Blew them out.
Because if they don't make the playoffs and they fired Tom Coughlin, I'm okay with that. Because he's old. Time to get some youth in there.
They'll probably win the Super Bowl this year if they start firing the Coughlin rumors.
Exactly.
Every time that happens, they somehow pull one out of their rear and they win a Super Bowl.
Exactly. It happened the last 2 times, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, hey, just start the rumors all up again. Let's go. Bring it, bitches.
Now, another friend of mine says he's listening to the show, and he says, tell Escal that Eli is a below-average quarterback.
Below-average quarterback? Hey, listen, you schmo bagel. Okay? Hey, do me a favor right now, Nicholas. Right now, go find me Tony Romo's quarterback rating for last week for the week we just had. I had it in front of me, and I don't have it no more. Could you do that for me, Nick?
Yeah, I'll think about it. If it's bad, I won't tell you.
No, I want to know. I know it's bad. What is
last
it?
week? Well, it wasn't too bad last week. They had a decent game.
What was it? 102, something like that? Right?
Well, Eli Manning's for last week was 83.
Yeah, I'm not talking about last week. I'm talking about this week. What was Tony Romo's quarterback rating for this week?
Oh, 119.
119. Okay. Eli's is 123. I do believe that's better than Romo, so shut the hell up. End of discussion.
4 points. It doesn't really matter.
End of discussion.
4 little points.
I don't care. It's still better. End of discussion, you Dallas Cowboy fans. Shut the hell up.
They still won, so
I know they still
Cowboys
won.
have a better record.
Big by 1 game. By 1
all that
stinking.
matters.
Do you know something? This division, the way these teams are playing, it's terrible. But it might be a fun division to watch now, because if the Cowboys decide to show up and the Giants decide to show up, Philadelphia is playing. Washington will just move out of the way, and then maybe this division will become a 3-team race now. How would you like that there, Mr.?
It would surprise me.
How would you like that there, Mr. Dallas Cowboy fan?
And look who just popped in the house. It's Wes. Look at this.
Oh, sure. Now he's going to be blowing his mouth about his damn Pittsburgh Steelers. Now I got to listen to this crap.
28 minutes past the hour. The next game we get to, and a game the Saints need to have just like the Giants, they delivered. The Saints pulled this one out, Jeff and Nick, 20-9 against the Minnesota Vikings in a game I got right because I said New Orleans was due for revenge. They wanted it just like the Giants did, and they did that, and they delivered. Drew Brees played like the Drew Brees we've been wanting to see all year, 27-35. He passed for 293 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions.
Well, you got Castle, who's out now, done.
Yeah, Castle got hurt too, Nick, and that's a big loss for the Vikings.
Yeah, that's a huge loss. And I thought Drew Brees might get hurt on that suplex. I guy was watching too much WWE. I think. Did you guys see that on Drew Brees?
I didn't see it. No.
This guy picked him up and slammed him to the ground. It wasn't. It was during a sack. It was a cornerback or something. And Drew Brees pushes the guy. Actually pushes the wrong guy. But yeah, it's a WWE move. It was pretty impressive.
Wow, I didn't see it.
You got to go find. There's a gift, one of those GIFs, gifts, whatever you want to call them online. Yeah, it shows it's pretty interesting.
Wow.
Drew Brees played very well against a Viking team that's going through a lot of tough times right now. But this was, like I said, this is a game New Orleans needed. Because think about it, Jeff and Nick. They suffered two big heartbreaking losses, the Saints did. Cleveland and then against Atlanta. So they said, we're not going through with this. And a lot of people still, before we go to the second commercial break, still say that the Saints still will make a lot of noise. So, Kenny, I say congrats to you on the game.
Dallas may have a shot with them next week. I don't know. Is that Dallas?
We're playing the Saints?
Yep.
That's right.
Oh, that's going to be fun. I hope I get to watch that game on TV. Hey, we're going to run to our next commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escott, Showman, and Nicholas Spiva on
Sports World Radio.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think. Synergistic integration. Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escott, Sean Mann, Nicholas Spiva sitting in with us like he does each and every Monday afternoon in the first hour of the show. That's right. I said first hour because we do 2 hours. We take you on a 2-hour sports journey that's so fast you don't know what the hell just hit you. Guarantee it's the strangest freaking sports show you ever heard in your goddamn lives. All right, so Sean, where did we leave off?
We left off with the New Orleans, Minnesota
Hey, didn't
game.
you have something to say?
Encyclopedia, man, I got your messages. I can't respond to them because we're going over games, buddy. Be patient.
I love that. Get him, John. Get it. Get the producer. Yell at him. Get him.
Patience.
Yeah,
Patience is a virtue, and he doesn't have any patience, just like I have no patience.
Well, he said this to me when he Skyped me. He said the Giants will drop to 5-11 overall this season. And he said, Jeff, how long does it take before Victor Cruz gets hurt again and they still won't be consistent on offense?
Why is he Skyping you that and not putting that in the freaking chat room? Schmuck.
Yeah, he says, I know you're kidding. Okay, next game. Andy
I like to
Dalton
bust
and the
his chops.
Cincinnati Bengals. If there's one team that could really represent the AFC and go to the Super Bowl, Cincinnati Bengals have it all. Andy Dalton, 15 to 23, 169 yards, no touchdown passes, and 1 interception. The Bengals just keep rolling. 33 to 7 over the Titans.
How about them apples right there, huh?
And you've been saying it all along,
Hey,
Jeff,
what are
about
the
how impressed
Bengals?
you are with Andy Dalton.
Hey, what are the Bengals? Are they 3-0?
The Bengals are 3-0.
Ooh. Yeah, and what's Pittsburgh? 2-1?
I believe Pittsburgh is 2-1 because they beat Cleveland in Week 1 and played sloppy against them. Wes, if I were you, I would be concerned about the Cincinnati Bengals. Oh, look who pops in the house.
Who's
It's
in the house?
Adrian. Oh, Lord.
Oh, God, here we go. Yeah, look at this. I'm still first. And look, he just, no hello. Hey, guys, how was your weekend? None of that. He just goes right into it, right? No hello. Hey, guys, how's it going? I'm glad to be here. None of that crap. Right away into it. Ravens won again. I'm still first in the Pick'em League 3 weeks straight. Hey, Adrian, I'm going to do a DX move on you, okay? Suck it! Okay? No hello. Hey, guys, how you doing? How was your weekend? None of that, huh, Adrian? You're just coming right in and busting chops, huh? Unbelievable.
Yeah, that won't last, Adrian. If I were you, I'd be concerned about Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals. Hey, Nick, how about Andy Dalton and the Cincinnati Bengals? What do you think of that? 3-0 Cincinnati.
They're looking pretty good. The defense is doing really good as well. And A.J. Green, I have him on one of my fantasy teams. He's looking good for me. So keep it up. And I can't remember who I picked in the U. Did I pick? I can't remember if I picked Cincinnati or not. I don't think I did, but they are looking good. And I'm looking forward to the game in 2 weeks at New England. See how good they are. It's a Sunday night game.
Cincinnati's going to dominate that league, and Baltimore and Pittsburgh are going to be at the bottom looking up at Andy Dalton's ass.
They really have a favorable schedule. Looking at their schedule, it looks pretty good for them.
Yeah, the only teams they really got to worry about are Baltimore and Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah, they play Tampa Bay, Houston, New Orleans. It looks like it might be a tough game. Then they finish off with Denver and at Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
they
but
also play Indianapolis. But
how does I know listen, Adrian, I know you are a Baltimore Ravens fan. I know Baltimore this, Baltimore that, but I don't really give a flying fig Newton. How, if Baltimore is so good, how do they just beat freaking Cleveland? Freaking Cleveland, for Jiminy Sick Crakes. They barely beat Cleveland.
That's the next game we get to. The Baltimore Ravens. I had to switch my pick. Adrian, I had to give you a little bit of slack, even though you're going to lose to Jeff the bet. The Ravens over the Browns 23-21 on a game-winning field goal. You know something, Adrian? If your team would have lost, I would have loved to say, oh, wow, my Ravens lost the game.
To Cleveland, no less. To Cleveland, no less. Field goal, that's how good your team is. They barely beat Cleveland. Joe Flacco's quarterback rating is a 79.6. Holy freaking moly. Brian Hoyer's is a 127.3. I mean, a 127.1. He's the highest of the week, isn't he? Holy freaking.
How's that?
I don't know. He was 19-25 for 290 yards. Okay? 1 sack, 1 touchdown, no interception, and his quarterback rating is a 127.1.
Ooh, better than Eli.
Yeah.
Brian Hoyer.
Brian Hoyer, yeah. You think they're going to put Joe Flacco in with a quarterback Johnny Manziel with a quarterback rating like that? No. And they lost? No.
They won, Jeff. That's all that matters. Suck it up and deal with it. Ooh, look at that. He's taking on Jeff right
Who
there.
does Baltimore play next week? Or this week
all
coming
right,
up?
the Ravens. I got to find out who their next
Baltimore.
game's against.
No, he'll tell you.
Sisters of the Poor.
Whatchamacallit will tell
They
you.
are hosting the Carolina Panthers next weekend. The Baltimore Ravens.
I might just have to pick Baltimore to win that game. I don't trust Carolina anymore after that freaking game. After that Pittsburgh debacle.
Cam Newton might be hurt. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
John Harbaugh said he's impressed with his team's ability to focus on the task at hand. Flacco was 19 to 31, like Jeff said, 217 yards, a TD pass, and an interception. Brian Hoyer did a great job of keeping the Browns in the game. He was 19 to 25, 290 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and interceptions. The Browns, I give them props. They almost and barely pulled that game out yesterday.
You want to know
afternoon.
something? You want to know something? I woke up yesterday. It was 11 o'clock. I put the Charger game on. I'm laying in my bed still, and I'm still just laying. I'm groggy. I put the game on and I'll listen to it and I'll fall back to sleep. Right. So I open up my eyes just to see what's going on because it was an exciting play. So I open up my eyes, and the ticker is going across. And it said, Cleveland 21, Baltimore 20. I jumped out of my freaking bed and ran into the studio. I was like, no way. Baltimore's losing? Holy freaking moly. I jumped out of my bed. I don't think I moved that quick in a year, dude. In a long time. I jumped out of my bed. I went right into the studio. And I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to win. No. Oh, man. Field goal? Really? Oh.
Panthers are going to be whipped next week from getting beat by Pittsburgh. So, yeah, Adrian, you can be happy every week when your team wins, but when you lose, you just know it's getting
Nicholas, you don't know.
Off your hair.
Nicholas, you don't know this, but Adrian and I made a bet this year. Adrian said that the Baltimore Ravens will win the Super Bowl this year. I said, okay, let's make a bet. He said, okay. If the Baltimore Ravens do not win the Super Bowl this year, he has to shave his head. Oh, we lost Nicholas. Nicholas, you there?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, so if we made a bet, Adrian and I, okay?
Okay.
If Adrian's team, the Baltimore Ravens, do not win the Super Bowl this year,
oh wow,
he has to shave his head.
I guess you better start getting the razor ready.
If they win the Super Bowl this year, I have to shave my face.
Ooh.
I have to shave my goatee off.
That's a good bet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's the Baltimore Ravens against the entire NFL.
Oh man, I don't think the Ravens are going to do it.
They have to win. They have to. First of all, they got to make the playoffs. Second of all, if they get into the playoffs, they got to get to the Super Bowl. Then if they get there, they got to win the Super Bowl. It's win the Super Bowl or his hair's coming off.
I think his hair's coming off.
Double A just asked you a question, Jeff. Hey, we doing our bet, you bald bastard? That's what he asked you.
I'm still thinking about that one, Double A. But I'm telling you, Nicholas, and he took the bet. And Nicholas, he's a 16-year-old kid who has to go to school with a bald head. No hair. Bald. Bald. You see the picture of me in Sports World Radio? See me bald? Bald like that.
Encyclopedia Man. He says, hey, Houston blew out Oakland 30-9, and Jeff's terrible Giants blow the Texans out. So can the almighty Hey, leave the Patriots out of it, smarty pants. Oh.
So that's going to be, and not only that, Nicholas, he has to make a video of his head being shaved.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so we can see it being done.
It's just a matter of time. That's all it is. It's a matter of time before he's got to shave his head.
You like that bet, right?
That's a good bet for you. I wouldn't have taken that bet.
I haven't. The last time I lost a bet like that was to Double A, and he happens to be in the in the chat room today. The last time I had to shave my freaking face down was to freaking him.
Yeah, I wouldn't have taken that bet.
What do you mean I'm so full of it? You got the
best end of the deal on that one.
Yeah, I know. What do you mean I'm so full of it, Adrian? I got the best end of the deal. You better get your head ready, dude, because you're going bald.
Yeah, you're going to go bald, and you're going to lose the bet.
And then
All right, the next game that we get to, the Detroit Lions, 2-1. They played against a Packer team that has obviously got the worst offensive line in the NFL. Lions over the Packers 19-7.
That was crazy. I'm glad I changed my pick. Because going into Saturday night's show, okay, I made my picks earlier in the day. And going into Saturday night's show, I had Green Bay. I picked Green Bay. And then I listened to all you guys talk, and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm switching to Detroit. And I did. I'm glad I did. Glad I switched.
What's the deal with Aaron Rodgers being named the best quarterback in the NFL? You guys, if you're going into preseason, everybody was saying that.
Well, he doesn't
and
look
they
like
are struggling big time.
he doesn't look like the best quarterback in the NFL right now, does he?
No, I don't know how they named him the best quarterback, but my goodness, they're struggling big time.
The offensive line, before we go to the first update, Nick, big problem for the Packers. They didn't look good against Seattle. They were lucky to pull the game off against the Jets, even though I got that one right. And then they go to Detroit, and they just get embarrassed against the Lions. If I am Mike McCarthy, the Packers are in deep trouble if they don't fix their offensive line.
Aaron Rodgers got sacked twice. His quarterback rating is an 88.8. Stafford's quarterback rating, and they won the game, a 61.6.
No touchdowns for Stafford.
2 interceptions, no touchdowns, and they won the game. What does that tell you? He threw for 246 yards, though. Unbelievable. Hey, we're going to run to our first update of the day.
Crazy.
That is crazy, ain't it, Nick?
We talked about this with Frank earlier, and since I didn't watch the game, I would not have thought that Detroit would have won the game with stats like that.
No.
Megatron, no touchdowns, nothing. He had a decent game, 6 receptions, 82 yards, but that's not what you expect for Detroit.
And Reggie Bush had 12 rushes for 61 yards and 1 touchdown. Huh? What?
That's ridiculous. I would not have expected them to win the game. Not at all.
Are you kidding me? Hey, Joy K. Bell, 15 rushes for 33 yards. And Theo Reddick, 3 rushes for 16 yards. That's it, pretty much. How crazy is that?
Yeah, I would not expect it. This must have been a great game to watch.
And Megatron Johnson, right? 6 catches for only 82 yards. Huh?
Golden Tate, 5 for 51.
Huh? And they win the game? Wow.
We got our first update we got to get ready to go to.
This update is brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. Now, we're talking NFL. Obviously, NFL fans listening, head on over to ShirtShopper.net. Take your cursor, put it over to Sports tab, click the NFL on the drop down, click your favorite team, and get your NFL t-shirt today at ShirtShopper.net. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the first update of the day.
Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio on this Monday, the 22nd of September, 2014. 6:46 p.m. on the East Coast, which makes it 3:46 p.m. on the West. Here's what we got for games going for Major League Baseball. The Kansas City Royals taking on the Cleveland Indians tonight. And, of course, the game had 4-3 the Indians from that suspension that they had from that game. So here's the situation, the way it looks. Royals just need to win the rest of their games to clinch the second American League wildcard spot. The Baltimore Orioles at the New York Yankees, the O's are trying to do something they'd like to do. Just put the Yankees away for good. The Yankees, they would need a miracle just to get the second wildcard spot, but chances are pretty slim of that happening. Seattle Mariners at the Toronto Blue Jays. Right now, the Mariners are sitting 1 game back of the Royals for the second wildcard spot. The Blue Jays all but done to get that wild card, pretty much eliminated from playoff contention. The White Sox at the Tigers. Detroit is trying to win the American League Central again this year for like the 4th straight year in a row. Houston Astros at the Texas Rangers. Arizona Diamondbacks at the Minnesota Twins. And the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim trying to, of course, get the home field advantage. They are trying to hold off the O's, and they are in pretty good position to get the home field advantage. They're playing an A's team that is leading that number 1 wild card by 1 game over the Kansas City Royals. So a lot at stake for that wild card implications in the American League and divisions. The Pittsburgh Pirates at the Atlanta Braves. The Pirates are in good position to wrap up the National League wild card. The St. Louis Cardinals at the Chicago Cubs. They're leading those Pirates by a few games, 2.5 to be exact. Big matchup in the National League West. The San Francisco Giants know fully well that they will have a wild card probably under their belt. But the team they're trying to catch is the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are leading the National League West division. The other matchup, the Rockies at the Padres. So this is the last full week, ladies and gentlemen, of Major League Baseball. The season ends on Sunday. Monday Night Football on ESPN, starting at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 5:30 p.m. Pacific. It'll be the Chicago Bears at the New York Jets. That is the first of two updates for Sports World Radio. I am Sean Mann. This update was brought to you by ShirtShopper.net. When we come back from the update, we got a lot more games to get to for Week 3 in the NFL.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, "Is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us." And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back, Sports World Radio. I'm your host, Jeff Escow. Sitting alongside me is Sean Mann, and sitting alongside him, our good friend Nicholas Spiva, who joins us in the first hour of every Monday show. Hey, Adrian, I read that long, pitiful story that you wrote there in the chat room. You're entitled to your opinion. I appreciate your opinion. I love having you in the chat room, but you're the only one in the chat room and who listens to this show who thinks the Baltimore Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. Everybody else agrees with me. So therefore, my opinion has a lot more validity than yours. Does that make any sense to you?
All right, the next story that we get to, I'm glad you're trying to get some sense into Adrian. The Indianapolis Colts, Jeff and Nick, what can I say about this game? They just absolutely destroyed the Jacksonville Jaguars, just as I predicted on the Saturday NFL Real Talk show. Andrew Luck said, you know what? I'm fed up with this 0-2 start, so we need to go down to Jacksonville and blow out the Jaguars, and that's just what they did.
Yeah.
Luck was 31 of 39, 370 yards, 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions. The Colts roll 44-17.
Yeah, they needed to play a high school football team. That's what Jags are like.
Nick, what did you think? Colts and the Jaguars, an absolute blowout by the Colts.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen because the Colts are looking pretty good. They should have won some games earlier, but Andrew Luck, I have him on one of my fantasy teams, playing really good. So I'm not surprised by this. I think Jacksonville's going to get beatings like this for the rest of the year.
Oh, they're going to get
hopefully the Cowboys can do the same thing to them.
They're going to get a nice beating next week. I'm telling you that. They play here in San Diego next week.
Oh, that's
Jags
Blake
play
Bortles
here.
gets his first start, doesn't he?
Yes. Jags play here in San Diego next week, and Blake Bortles is getting his first start. That should be kind of fun.
Yeah, they may get a win against Tennessee or Cleveland, but man, Jacksonville should get probably the first pick again in the draft.
And I'm telling you something right now. I never, ever picked the Jags. I haven't picked them in probably 2 years.
In the 6 years you and I have been doing this, Jeff, it's been like 2 or 3 years the last time you picked the Jaguars.
I hate to tell you something. What is it, week 10, Sean?
Yeah.
Week 10? Jags are playing the Cowboys? Is that when it is, Nicholas?
Yeah, week 10, November 9th.
I believe it is, yeah.
November 9th, right? Week 10, right?
In London.
In London, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking the Jags that week.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you now. I'm giving you 7 weeks in advance. I'm telling you now. I'm picking the Jags that week. I never pick them, ever. Never, ever. I'm doing it just for the hell of it.
I hope you're wrong that weekend. But you know what? We'll see. Long way to go. Cowboys could have a meltdown by then, which wouldn't surprise me. But
the next game
long way to go.
The next game we get to was a game that I consider to be pretty ugly up in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The New England Patriots, 11-1 in the Belichick-Brady era for home openers, and that goes to 12-1. But the game between the Patriots and the Raiders, I watched this game, was pretty ugly. As a Patriot fan, I have to say, pretty ugly. Tom Brady had a good game for New England. He was 24 of 37. But it still was an ugly game against the laughingstock Raiders. I was just sitting there saying, offense needs to improve for the Patriots. They had bad play calling.
Well, that's your team, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. And I'm speaking and giving my perspective on the game like we always should. The Patriots need to improve on the offense. Nick, it was 16-9, just a battle of field goals between the Patriots and the Raiders. What do you think of that? That's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. And apparently they don't have a running game either, do they?
Well, they got Blunt. Yeah, they got Blunt as Ridley, who had 19 carries for 34 yards. Carr for the Raiders did well to keep them in the game. He was 21 of 34. They almost tied this game up, but an interception saved it for the New England Patriots. But the Pats have to play better. It's just that simple.
What happened to Maurice Jones-Drew? Was he not playing this game?
I don't know. Was he?
So.
Wow. Because that might have made a difference for Oakland. He's a pretty good running back. But, man, that score surprised me. I couldn't believe that. I thought the Patriots just blow out Oakland.
I think
with a rookie
we all
quarterback.
Did.
Yeah, and they only scored they only scored 16 points. That's terrible.
That is, and that has to be corrected because next Monday night the Patriots go to Kansas City to play the Chiefs. So there's a lot of things they need to fix that offense. Defense did well to keep the Patriots in the game and make sure that Oakland wouldn't make it interesting, although they were very close. But a holding penalty against the Raiders hurt them, and then an interception for New England is what saved it for them. The next game we get to is late afternoon. I'm going to have to tell you right now, I might have to start officially giving up on picking the 49ers. That's just pathetic the way the 49ers play, losing to the Cardinals. And I picked San Francisco, Nick, and you wanted to get to this game. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I really thought San Francisco would start turning around. I know they had a bad preseason, but you know what? Preseasons usually don't mean much. But man, they are terrible. And then Jim Harbaugh, I don't know what his deal with shaking hands is, but you guys see that at the end of the game? He kind of just gave the old limp handshake and didn't even talk to Bruce Arians. So Jim Harbaugh, I've heard he's already lost the locker room. Different reports from ESPN, NBC Sports, saying he's lost the locker room. They don't respect him anymore. So a lot of turmoil there in San Francisco.
This is not looking. If you're saying this, Nick, this is not good in San Francisco for the 49ers. Jeff, you got to be shocked too with the 49ers and the Cardinals. And we were all talking about this on NFL Real Talk. If the Cardinals could beat the 49ers, they could maybe show people that they could be a real big threat in the NFC. Jeff, what's your thoughts on this game? And are the Cardinals for real?
I was shocked that the Cowboys were down 21-0 and came back to win that game. Freaking Cardinals. Thanks a lot, you freaking humps.
And Encyclopedia Man's loving
To a
every minute of it.
third-string
He's
quarterback,
saying,
no less.
What
To
did
a-
I tell you, Sean? That the Cardinals were going to beat the 49ers. He said that to me on Facebook Messenger.
Well, with the Dallas game, they played a third-string quarterback for St. Louis, didn't they?
Yeah, Austin Davis.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Dallas almost
And this
lost to
guy
a
was
third-string quarterback.
Drew Stanton's a second-string guy, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, they almost lost to a third-string quarterback. What does that tell you? Their defense
49ers,
stinks.
though, if Harbaugh is not liking it, this is becoming already a distraction, Nick, for the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, and Harbaugh, I don't know what to think of that guy. He seems he's got a problem with handshakes. Remember back in Detroit when he almost attacked the coach then?
Mm-hmm.
They almost had a
What are you talking
WWF in the end zone.
Yeah.
Had to be separated in this handshake. I don't know. He seems to be kind of maybe like a sport like old Belichick. You know what? It's the thing. It's you lose, just go shake your hands, be cordial, and go on.
I don't know why they do that anyway.
This game we get to before we get to commercial had all the makings of a classic. Everybody was talking about it throughout the week. This week, Seattle Seahawks hosting the Broncos. Seattle prevails 26-20, and I was stunned that the game actually went to overtime. But Peyton Manning doesn't quit when you give him the ball with like 48 seconds. Drives down the field, touchdown, 2-point conversion. And I remember Seattle was quiet for a sec after that happened, but Seattle scored on the opening possession for overtime before we go to commercial.
I got to listen to a little bit of this game. It seems to me that the Broncos are dropping a lot of passes.
Dropped a lot of passes, and they looked sloppy, and they didn't play the best. But Denver came back and made a game of it. But the Broncos, apparently maybe Seattle's just got their number.
Well, when was the last time Seattle lost 2 games in a row?
Been a long time there, Jeff.
That's why I picked them, because I didn't think they were going to lose 2 games in a row. I lost last week here in San Diego. I didn't think they were going to lose up in Seattle. I was shocked that game went into overtime.
But that's why Denver went out and upgraded their defense.
Yeah, well, it's not
Tony
helping,
Dungy
is it?
and Rodney Harrison talked about it last night. They didn't do it to compete with New England. They did it to compete with the Seahawks.
Well, it didn't work, did it?
Well, they
No, it
played a
didn't.
better game. I mean, sure. And you know, both those guys believe in moral victories. They say this has to be a moral victory for the Broncos. You know, they get blown out, whatever it was, the Super Bowl. They almost win this game, but you know what? This game, I expected to win by 2 touchdowns. At Seattle, the place is a madhouse. I don't want to. I think if Seattle wins, their conference, their tournament, they're going to Super Bowl again, because nobody can really win in Seattle when it comes to that crowd.
Correct.
And the noise and the home field advantage they have. It's probably the best in the NFL.
The Seattle better play good on the road then.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
better
they
play
lost
good
to
on
the
the road.
Chargers, and we'll get back to more of this game and a few other games after the commercial break.
Hey, Nick, thanks for hanging out with us for the first hour. We appreciate it, buddy.
Hey, man, I had a great time.
Thank you very much, and we'll catch you on next week.
All right, sounds good, guys.
All right, we're going to run to a quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Jeff Escow Show, man, on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too. Don't wait until it's too late.
Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. I'm the host, Jeff Eskel, alongside me, Sean Mann. We do this show each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. 3 p.m. on the west, 6 p.m. on the east, and if you live in the central,
figure it out for yourself.
There it is. You heard the man. All right, Sean, which game we at now, buddy?
All right, the next game we get to, we talked about that classic overtime game. In a game that the Chiefs needed to have, they go to Miami, they beat the Dolphins 34-15. I lost a point for this pick'em. I went with the Dolphins because I wasn't impressed with what I was seeing from Kansas City, but Chiefs proved us wrong. Alex Smith had a good game for Kansas City.
What did I say Saturday night?
On the NFL Real Talk, Alex Smith, Jeff, was 19-25. He threw for 186 yards, 3 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Ryan Tannehill was 21-43, 205 yards, 1 touchdown pass, and no interceptions.
Hey, Adrian, I will. If I lose this bet, I won't ban you from the show, but I will ban you from the show if you lose the bet and do not do it.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm not going to lose the bet, so I'm not worried about it. You know that, don't you? Okay, what were you saying to me, Sean?
I was talking to you about the Chiefs and the Dolphins.
I picked the Dolphins, too. I thought the Dolphins were going to win that game. And I said on Saturday night's NFL Real Talk show, I said that watch Kansas City Chiefs win this game. And I'm picking the Dolphins. That's what I said, and it happened. I couldn't get them all right. I got most of them right.
Yeah, and the Chiefs, this is a game they need to play. This is like a statement game, too. They didn't want to go 0-3, and then people are saying, they're getting to be the same old Chiefs, not getting it done, because everybody had great expectations for them. But they absolutely played a good game against a very tough Miami team, which is very tough to play down there in South Beach in Miami.
Yes, I agree with you. I just don't. Kansas City's a tough team to figure out. They're a tough team to figure out. I don't know what the hell's going on with them. You know?
I don't know what's going on with Kansas City, though, and with what's going on with Miami, but Dolphins didn't look the best yesterday. They did make it a game. They got to within 6, but the Chiefs just pulled away. The Sunday night game on NBC, called by Al Michaels and Chris Collinsworth, the Pittsburgh Steelers go into Carolina, and this is a game I wanted to have because I picked Carolina to beat Pittsburgh just to irk Wes off.
I did too, and it didn't happen. You know that, right? Sean?
Yeah.
It didn't happen. You know that, right? I did it too. I picked Carolina, and I thought Cam Newton was going to have a good game, but no. Thanks a lot, Cam Newton. Last time I trust you. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Unstinking believable, man.
It was, and Roethlisberger played a good game, and he didn't look well in Week 2 against Baltimore, but he sure did come up big against Carolina. Roethlisberger was 22 of 30. He threw for 196 yards, 2 touchdown passes, and no interceptions. Cam Newton was 24 of 35. He threw for 250 yards, 1 TD pass, and no interceptions. So Steelers go to 2-1. The Panthers suffered their first loss of the regular season.
Panthers suffered their first loss of the regular season, and I have a feeling it's not going to be their last one either. the way Cam Newton looked, and they say that he might be hurt. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What do you got next?
That's what we got going on. Tonight's game, Monday Night Football, a little bit of a preview. ESPN, it starts in about an hour and a half. It'll be the Chicago Bears heading to New York to take on the Jets. And, Jeff, we talked about this game on NFL Real Talk. What do you think of tonight's game between the Bears and Jets?
Well, I picked the Bears to win this game, so I like them to see them do that. I know a lot of my friends are going to be at that game tonight. Actually, I have a lot of friends I went to high school with or have Jets season tickets, so they're going to be at that game tonight. I'm not a Jets fan at all, so I picked the Bears, so I'm going to be rooting for the Bears tonight. I don't think the Jets win. I don't think they win at all. I think the Bears come out and just dominate it. My opinion.
I think it'll be a good game tonight. The Jets have to realize that they're still upset and frustrated from losing in Week 2 against Green Bay. But in order for them to do better, Geno Smith has to play a better football game, and Rex Ryan has to get that Jet team prepared because he was pretty fed up because miscommunication on a timeout called by the Jets offensive coordinator, Marty Mornweg, and then, of course, the fact that the Jets blew an 18-point lead. The Bears, on the other hand, were a team that overcame a 13-point deficit last weekend against San Francisco. But tonight I expect it to be a really good game. I think, and look what Encyclopedia Man. Jets got a bunch of injuries on offense, and Eric Decker is not playing tonight, and their secondary is bad. Don't know.
Yeah, their secondary is pretty bad. Their secondary is pretty bad. I would not want to be, I would not want to be playing defense and knowing that defense is bad and knowing that Rex Ryan is the head coach and defensive guru. You know what I mean?
Yeah, then probably Rob Ryan is probably saying, well, why don't you bring me over here, Rex? We can both be brothers and do the same thing.
Exactly. Well, you know what? That might depends on if New Orleans gets rid of him. If they do, then he's in trouble, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. What do you got next?
The other thing, that covers week number 3 of the NFL.
Week 3, huh?
Yeah, week number 4 will start on Thursday after the conclusion of Monday night's game.
Let me ask you a question. You think Chicago's going to win tonight?
I have the Jets as an upset special. I just think that the Bears, they don't look good in other areas too. I think they were very lucky to beat San Francisco last weekend. I think the Bears have got some problems there too because they could easily be 0-2, and they'd have to be looking at the fact that they would be in the hole, but they're lucky to be 1-1, and they're kind of out of the hole. I think the Bears will lose tonight's game. I got the Jets as an upset special. Jeff, the next story we get to, coverage of Major League Baseball. As you all know, the American League wild card is up for grabs. The Royals lost 2 out of 3 against Detroit. Did you catch any of the weekend series?
No, I didn't. I was busy doing other things. No, I missed it. Totally. What about you? How much did you watch? Did you see Verlander's girlfriend Friday night?
I tried to look, Jeff. I did not see Verlander's girlfriend. I had a piece of paper with me, just like you assigned me to do.
They didn't show her, huh?
Yeah.
They didn't show her, huh?
They did not show her at all, but the Tigers did exactly what they had to do so they can have a chance to wrap the American League Central Division up for the 4th consecutive year. They have nothing to lose now because they're in good shape.
We'll see. We'll see, won't we?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Better be careful, Adrian. Jeff was too busy picking out razors for the bet. I tell you, Adrian, when you lose this bet, You're all
You
by
know what?
yourself, and
I'm
we're
just
going to
gonna
be
let
waiting to see
you
that
know what?
video of you with no hair.
Exactly. You know what? I'm just gonna let him talk himself right into foolism.
Can't keep his mouth shut.
Yeah,
I can tell.
exactly. So I'm gonna let him. Just let him screw himself. Let him keep talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And when they don't make it, he's gonna be crying in his milk. That's all.
Yeah,
That's how
gonna
I'm
be
gonna.
grinding his milk,
That's
and then
how
he's
I'm
not
gonna
going
do
to
it.
pay up the bet, and then you know what's going to happen. Jeff kicks you off the air, kicks you off the show, and then you'll be saying, "I should never have bet with them. I should have just kept my mouth shut and resumed my
That's
normal
how I'm
duties."
gonna do it. I'm just gonna let him talk and talk and talk. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. I'm okay with that.
And then he says, "Foolism? That's not a word, Jeff." Oh,
I didn't say foolism.
listen, Adrian.
But you are a fool for taking a bet like that.
So that's what's going on right now. Let's see. The NBA, another news to report coming up pretty soon too, Jeff. The NBA basketball season's not far away. Got other stories we can get into after the commercial break.
Okay, let's run to our first commercial break in the second hour. You're listening to Jeff Escow and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
Storms move fast, so we use the best technology. That includes Bosch Icon wiper blades.
They're beam blades with memory tension springs and an aerodynamic design,
which means they fit the curve of the windshield. Bosch Icon wiper blades wiped our windshield clean and outlasted any other blade we've used. In my opinion, the Bosch Icon wiper blades are the best blades out there. Bosch Icon wiper blades, how storm chasers clear the way.
This message brought to you by FEMA. Be fire safe during the holidays. Only use decorations that are non-flammable or flame retardant. Check holiday lights each year for frayed wires or excessive wear, and do not link more than 3 strands. Never leave a burning candle unattended. Consider using battery-operated flameless candles, which look and smell like real candles. If your celebration includes a natural tree, keep it away from any heat source or exit. Water your tree daily to keep it from becoming dry. Learn more at usfa.fema.gov.
What kind of person gets to work in the sunshine instead of an office? This kind of person. I am the new way to work. I do have an office. I'm just not chained to it. It's a Regis office at one of the nicest addresses in the city. I don't have a lease, so I don't have to budget for stuff like phones, IT guys, and artwork for the lobby. Instead, I pay one low monthly rate that gives me a beautiful lobby that impresses my clients, a friendly receptionist, a fully furnished office, a place to meet, and a place to brainstorm with my fellow New Way to Workers. We wonder why more people don't realize that the new way to work is the best way to work. I come here because I want to, not because I have to. I am the new way to work, and I'd like you to join me.
Start now and get 1 month free. Call 1-800-OFFICES or visit regis.com/TV.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Escow, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours of sports talk right here on SportsWorldRadio.com. All right, Sean, what's our next topic?
All right, the next story that we get to, we're going to be talking about other news going on in the and other stories at the Encyclopedia Man. The NBA has decided to take a stand on review domestic violence policies, with the NFL dealing with its ongoing NFL debacle because of what's happened. The NBA has decided to say, you know what, we're going to step in and review all of the policies about the NBA domestic violence. I think that it was a better situation that the NBA does this. I think all sports are probably like saying, look, the NFL is getting all busted up and screwing up and trying to take care of the situation with the NBA domestic violence. And, you know, and I got to ask you too, all of you, with that situation that the NBA is going on, I think it's wise that they're doing it. They need to take an approach. If domestic violence is getting bad in all sports, then they need to do that.
Everybody needs to fix what they need to fix. You know that.
Yeah, so the NBA is probably like saying, okay, we're kind of following in the footsteps of the NFL, and all of a sudden it's kind of like it's big that we kind of have a chance to take a stand, take an approach, trying to figure out what they can do to handle the situation with domestic violence so it doesn't become a problem in the NBA. Because all sports, I think, should do it. All pro sports, because because of Roger Goodell getting busted for what he's done, it's pretty sad too. You know that a lot of people say this too. And the big question is, should Roger Goodell resign as NFL commissioner?
Yeah, I think so, but it's not going to happen.
I think so too, but you're right. It will not happen because he probably says, I'm making millions of dollars, and he's probably saying, I'm doing a phenomenal job as NFL commissioner. But really, that is not the case after his press conference on Friday.
Exactly. And it's not going to happen, so we could wish all
Adrian,
we want.
that's a good question, bud. Serious question for Jeff and Sean. Do you guys think that crimes are a bigger problem for the NBA or NFL? NFL, good question, but the NFL is the one that's getting themselves in deep trouble there, buddy, because, the NBA we realized the NBA had to deal with the Donald Sterling debacle, but the NFL has got serious problems.
Yes, they do. I think the NFL's got more problems than the NFL. I'm sorry. I think the NFL has more problems than the NBA.
Oh, I knew what you meant there, too. Yeah, so that's a good question, Adrian. But, hey, Adrian, it's a good thing that with this story, they're trying to address this so we don't see players getting busted in the National Basketball Association. Because if it's happening in the NFL, they're probably like saying we got to go right to work to make sure that it isn't happening. And I think the NBA commissioner who's done well out of all four of them, I got to give it props to Adam Silver. Look how he handled the Donald Sterling situation, and look what he's doing right now to make sure that that NBA players aren't getting busted for domestic violence.
Correct. I agree with you 100%. On that. 100% on that. Man, it's getting freaking hot in here. It's cooler outside than it is in the studio right now. What a bitch that is.
The Atlanta Braves, thank you, Double A, have fired general manager Frank Wren after missing the playoffs. For nearly a quarter century, the Atlanta Braves have been all but about stability. That changed Monday. And their first major off-the-field firing since 1990, the Braves dismissed general manager Frank Wren less than 24 hours after being eliminated from the National League playoff race.
That's good. Good. He should, and I personally, I think they should fire the manager too. Rodriguez, he needs to go also.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of his. I'm not a fan of his at all. Not at all. I think they need to get rid of his butt.
Yeah, I think they do. And the Braves realize that they face an interesting offseason. Think about all the changes they've had since the departure of Bobby Cox. Cox has left. Chipper Jones is retired. Braves facing some big choices, some big decisions.
Yeah, big time. Big time. Right?
Yeah, and after they were eliminated from the playoffs, you knew that a transition was going to happen for Atlanta and that they're going to have to figure out what they can do to be a strong team and win a World Series. Braves have not won a championship since they beat the Indians back in 1995. They beat them in 6 games. So, how about this? For the Braves, it was the most jarring change of direction since manager Russ Nixon was fired 65 games in the 1990 season. He was succeeded by Bobby Cox, who remained in that job until the retirement in 2010. Scherholtz was the general manager for 17 seasons before moving up to president in 2007, handing over the general manager job to his hand-picked successor, Wren. So maybe the decision is, should Scherholtz just say, I can become president of the Braves and I can become general manager and do a good job? Because think about all the good teams in the 90s.
I think he's doing a good job. You know, I would rather see him back where he belongs, to tell you the truth. You know?
Tough decision for what Atlanta faces, for what their future will be like. Let's see. Other news, as I said, the Braves collapse ends with the playoff hopes dashed. Of course, same thing. Losing, of course, to the New York Mets, 10-2. So, like I said, Atlanta just continues to suffer a lot. And of course, every year you think Atlanta's going to be so good. It seems like even when they get to the playoffs, the Braves just fold and collapse.
It's been that way the last several years, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's kind of annoying, isn't it?
Well, think about the 90s, how great the Braves were. They made it 91. They lost in 7 games to Minnesota. 92, they played Toronto. They lost to the Blue Jays in the World Series. Won it in 95, lost in 96, and lost in 99. Atlanta had great teams, but all they could muster was one championship out of those, 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 appearances for the World Series. Haven't been to the Fall Classic since 99. The Nationals parked to host the Winter Classic. With hockey starting today, as Double A just pointed out, thank you, Double A, the Washington Capitals will celebrate New Year's Day 2015 with an outdoor game at the Nationals Park.
At Nationals Park, huh?
Yeah. NHL hockey, of course, the exhibition season starting tonight. And, of course, it begins the regular season on October 8th.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, Jeff, are you excited about more of these Winter Classic games?
I don't really watch them. I mean, they come on so early for me. I'm not up. You know what I mean?
That's all Gary Bettman's doing.
I mean, if you notice, I'm hardly up early in the morning to see any of this crap. That's the problem.
Yep.
That's the problem for me. You know? That's the problem for me. Unless it's on at nighttime where it comes on at 5 o'clock my time, then I'll watch it. Otherwise, I won't even be near it. You know? It's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is.
Back to the NFL. It kind of saved this for later. Jerry Jones, he says, quote, "We won't keep Saints fans out of AT&T Stadium. We got a lot of friends in Louisiana." It has been an odd sequence for the Dallas Cowboys this season. During their lone home game, the crowd seemed to favor the visiting San Francisco 49ers. But on the road the last 2 weeks, the Cowboy faithful in Nashville and St. Louis have had the upper hand. The trend could continue next Sunday night as the New Orleans Saints make their trip to AT&T Stadium. Jerry Jones is like saying, I'm popular, I'm president and owner and general manager, so why not? You know, we'll put some Saints fans in there so they can support their team. What do you think about that, Jeff?
You're throwing me a curveball all day today, aren't you?
Hey, they were throwing curveballs at me in the chat room over there, too.
Wow. Throwing a nice curveball, huh?
So that's what Jerry Jones is doing.
I'm tired of him. I'm so tired of him. You have no clue how much tired. You have no idea how tired I am of him. No idea. Tired of talking about that son of a bitch.
Well, here's another thing that Jerry Jones came out and said today was the Dallas Cowboys showed backbone yesterday. I haven't seen since made the playoffs in 2009. They were an accident waiting to happen. That's what Jerry Jones said.
Yeah, well, they are. They are an accident waiting to happen. And I can't wait to see it happen. It's going to be a fun thing to watch. You know how much I don't like those Cowboys, so I'm looking forward to it. You know that, right?
Yeah, and how they make those predictions and say, oh, we're going to go all the way to the Super Bowl. We got our playoff tickets. We're going to be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, lots of luck with that. No way. It ain't going to happen. Not on my watch. Ain't going to happen. What do you got next?
Other news to report, of course, the Let's see. The Cavs court. Anyway, this is what I got all the stuff from the Encyclopedia Man. Another story we have. LeBron fan can return to the Cavs arena. LeBron James fan banned from Cavalier games after he ran onto the court in the 2013 is now permitted inside the Quicken Loans arena.
Really?
Wearing a t-shirt that said, quote, "We miss you, 2014, come back." James Blair spent a few seconds on the floor with the NBA superstar during Cleveland's game against the Miami Heat on March 20th, 2013, before he was grabbed by security. James was not threatened by the fan and went out of his way to pat him on the head as he was being whisked away. So yeah, the Cavs fans are all happy, Jeff. Even this guy who got banned, now he's coming back.
Unstinking believable. Unstinking believable. What's going on in this freaking world? Does anybody know?
I don't know what's going on, but yeah, the NBA season starts around, I think it's the 27th or 28th. That's when it begins, and that's when Jeff will be ready for NBA basketball.
Yeah, are you kidding me? Hell's yeah, man. I can't wait for that. Hell's yeah. You know me, I'm a big NBA guy.
Maybe by the time that you go on your trip, maybe you'll be able to have a chance to see a Knicks game at the Garden.
Maybe. I might do that while I'm out there. I just might. Hey, we're going to run to our final update of the day. This update is brought to you by Keurig.coffeemachines.com. You need coffee? You need tea? You need a new coffee machine? Head on over to KeurigCoffeemachines.com today and get a Keurig coffee machine today at KeurigCoffeemachines.com. Brewing perfection, one cup at a time. Take it away, Sean Mann, with the final update of the day.
Welcome, everybody, to Sports World Radio. 30 minutes past the hour, the final update. Monday Night Football tonight on ESPN starts in an hour. It'll be the Chicago Bears at the New York Jets as Week 3 will conclude. Week 4 will start on Thursday night, and that we'll be previewing the matchup between the New York Giants at the Washington Redskins. In Major League Baseball, there's a lot of stuff to get to with just the last week of the MLB season. National League action right now, bottom of the first. The Pirates and the Braves are scoreless. Atlanta threatening with first and second. 2 on with 2 out. 3 other games. You got the Cardinals taking on the Chicago Cubs tonight. Cardinals are looking to take care of the National League Central Division. The Giants at the Dodgers, an NL West matchup. Rockies at the Padres. We move to the American League. Right now, we got some big games going on. The Kansas City Royals are wanting to do whatever they can to finally end the second longest playoff drought. And that would be getting to the playoffs for the first time since 1985. It'll be the Royals taking on the Indians. Right now, the Royals lead 1-0. The goal, just win the rest of their games and probably just get in, along with maybe some other teams that lose. The Orioles at the Yankees. The Orioles are looking to do something that they've been wanting to do and get Buck Showalter happy, and that is to bounce the Yankees out of playoff contention. The O's pretty much know that they have got the number 2 seed in the American League wrapped up because it's going to be very tough for them to overtake the Angels for the number 1 seed. So right now it's scoreless in the Bronx, bottom of the second. Seattle Mariners hoping to keep their playoff hopes alive. Right now they are trailing 3-1 against the Toronto Blue Jays, which are all but done for the American League wild card. The White Sox at the Tigers right now, no score in that game, top second. Other games we get to, you got the Astros taking on the Rangers, the Diamondbacks at the Twins, and the Angels at the Athletics. That is the final update for Sports World Radio. Update was brought to you by KeurigCoffeeMachines.com. When we come back from this final update, more sports talk.
Welcome to the Man Manual. Man comes with a multifunctional casing known as skin. It is remarkable. Warning, standard body wash can cause damage to man's skin. Maintain it properly with Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. It cleans man and protects skin from dryness. This will keep man's skin remarkable, even under extreme testing. Dove Men Plus Care Body Wash. Skin care built in. Also, freshen man's exterior with new Aqua Impact Body Wash.
Why does consultant Jerry Howell stay at La Quinta?
Can you come back tomorrow?
Because only with La Quinta can Jerry instant hold the room tonight using just his phone number. And then power down for tomorrow on his pillow top bed. And when Jerry's refreshed, you know what he does?
We need ideas, people. Think.
Synergistic integration.
Genius.
He thinks outside the box.
I'm going for it. No.
La Quinta Inns and Suites take care of you so you can take care of business. Instant hold your next stay on your smartphone at LQ.com.
La Quinta.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
Hey everybody, this is Sky, and when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Hey, welcome back to Sports World Radio. Jeff Scout, Sean Mann, bringing you the fastest 2 hours sports talk each and every Monday through Friday right here on SportsWorldRadio.com, 6 p.m. on the East, 3 p.m. on the West. And if you live in the Central,
Figure it out for yourself.
damn skippy on that. Sean, all right, where we going next, buddy?
Okay, back to the NFL. D'Angelo Hall for the Redskins made his way around on crutches with a walking boot. On his leg, his season is over with a ruptured left Achilles.
Oh, poor
Ouch.
Bubula. Oh, poor baby. His season's finished. Man, there's a lot of hurt people. A lot of hurt players.
And if you're listening, DJ Gary One Arm, I wouldn't be very confident about your chances for the Redskins this year because your team has got so many players that are getting injured, and you have no idea what's going to happen with RG3. I'd be concerned a little bit.
I'd be majorly concerned, man. Majorly concerned. You know?
Yeah.
I'd be majorly concerned. They got a problem over there. They just lost him now and RG3. Oops. There goes another one. Yep. They're going the wrong way. Whereas everybody else in that division is going up. They're going backwards.
Pretty much they are. And pretty much it's really hurting the Redskins' chances. If they want to compete with Philadelphia, the Giants, and Dallas, the Redskins need to try to stay healthy and beat this thing. And Jay Gruden's got a big decision to make with the Redskins.
Ain't going to happen.
Here's a question for Jeff and Sean. Adrian, he goes, what happens if an NFL or NBA coach gets in trouble, such as a crime? Would they kick him off the team? Or, I mean, if they did, who would coach the team? Probably an interim coach.
An assistant coach? Just like it would be in any league. Just like it would be in any league. If an NFL coach got busted doing something, the assistant coaches would, hey, what happened with New Orleans? Right? They lost their
the
coach.
bounty scandal.
Right. They lost their head coach for the whole year. Who took over? The assistants.
And the words of Vince McMahon, you are fired. That's funny, Double A.
So, I mean, that's what happens. The assistants take over. Well, we'll see what happens.
37 minutes past the hour. So the Redskins dealing with some injury trouble. And let's see. Other news to report. You talked about the Mets. Here's another one. Colin Kaepernick of the 49ers. Another story the Encyclopedia Man sent me. N-word led to the Kaepernick penalty. Colin Kaepernick's use of a racial slur is what caused the 49ers quarterback to be called for, quote, an inappropriate language, unsportsmanlike penalty, and a Week 2 loss to the Bears, according to a Fox Sports report. Ouch. Just the same old NFL. You're seeing players saying bad things, being criminals, looking bad, making themselves look bad, Jeff. Pretty much the way we look at it.
I'm getting tired of this crap, really. I mean, the only
The
time
N-word is inappropriate anyway. You should never even say that. Ouch.
the only time you don't hear really any of this stuff is the day on Sundays, is when all the football games are going on. Otherwise, you hear about all this crap all week long. I hate this, man.
Kaepernick was fined $11,025, but maintained his innocence on Wednesday while saying he would appeal it.
Good luck with that one, especially if somebody heard you say it, which they have somebody who heard you say it. You're done. They got two people who heard you say it. You're finished. You're gonna accept that fine, and you shouldn't be saying that anyway to a fellow professional. You know, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's why Jim Harbaugh is probably saying, I know it's week 3. Maybe I should just try to get through this season and see what happens. But he's probably just not very thrilled. This is one situation he's dealing with. He's not thrilled about it, and now he's not thrilled about what.
Hey, Adrian, it wasn't a curse word. Colin Kaepernick called another guy the N-word.
The N-word
curse word.
is
the N-word.
Bad racial slur there. It's
Correct.
not a curse word, bud.
Correct. So yeah, he's definitely going to get fined, and if they go look into this further, he could get suspension because they're trying to cut out those racial slurs, and they could make an example out of him.
And this is just disappointing too, Jeff, for a 49ers team where everybody realized when Harbaugh came and they've been so impressive and so tough in the NFC, and now it's really bad. No, it's all right, Adrian. You were asking a question. Don't be sorry, bud. You're doing good. No, that's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right, Double A. They're
Exactly.
professionals, and they're supposed to be role model for kids.
Exactly right, Double A. I agree with you 100%. You are a you are a sports athlete. If you don't want to be a role model, it doesn't matter. You have no choice. You are an athlete on TV every week. Kids look up to you. You have no choice. You are a role model. Therefore, you must conduct yourself appropriately. I understand it's in the heat of the battle and you're going to say things, but the N-word does not get said. I don't care. You never say that. Never. It's getting a little ridiculous. And they might make an example out of him, and I wouldn't be surprised. Would you, Sean?
If I said something like that, I'd be like, really, first off, I'd be saying, I can't believe I just said that. And then I would say a public apology, but you realize that a lot of people would not be very forgivable, especially for the entire public.
You know what? The NFL's got a real public persona problem right now. Try and say that 3 times. Public persona problem. Public persona problem. Public persona problem. That's hard to say. Try and say that 10 times real fast. They have a major public problem. Persona problem. Major. And it's only getting worse. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. And you remember a week or so back, Sean, Adrian Peterson had a talk with Jerry Jones and said he'd like to be a Cowboy and end his career as a Dallas Cowboy. And then all of a sudden this stuff happened with Adrian Peterson, and now Minnesota's most likely going to let him go. Where do you think he's going to go? Where do you think he's going to go?
Jeff, I don't have any answer for that.
He's going to go to the Cowboys. Damn Skippy, he's going to go to the Cowboys.
Yes, okay, yeah, you're right. The Cowboys would be the only team that they would have to look at, because in that situation, Jerry Jones has handled a lot of people who are.
Well, it's not only that. I'm not looking at it like that. Look at it like this. A couple of weeks back, Jerry Jones and Peterson were on a telephone, and Peterson said, I would like to play for you someday. And then a month later or so, Peterson has had all this trouble with his alleged child abuse stuff, and now he's kicked off Minnesota, most likely going to be cut from Minnesota. If he's allowed back in the league, who do you think is going to go after him? Dallas, right? Because he's already talked to Jerry Jones, correct?
He's already talked with Jerry Jones.
I find that a little weird, Sean.
Could go after this year, Dallas.
I find that a little weird, Sean, that a couple of weeks after he had a phone call with Jerry Jones, all of a sudden now he's not on Minnesota no more. He's having all these personal problems and all this alleged child abuse stuff. It's a little coinky-dinky to me. Little coinky-dinky to me. And you know Jerry Jones, he don't care. As long as you can play, you're going to be on his team. That's a little coinky-dinky. Just a little coinky-dinky. I've been paying attention to that. I don't like that. And if he ends up with Dallas, I'm crying tampering and I'm crying foul. Because it's right there plain as freaking day. If you can't see it, you're blind.
44 minutes past the hour. We got about 16 more minutes left to go before the end of the show. Yeah, you're encyclopedia man. You are so smart. It's not the 20th century anymore. It's becoming more. Now we're kind of realizing that the NFL is becoming a dangerous sport. You're seeing players getting busted, and you're seeing an NFL commissioner who hasn't really done a thoroughly good job of addressing the NFL issues. That's what they said on Sunday NFL Countdown.
He looked like a fool.
And that's why I've been saying there's a black cloud that continues to keep going all around the NFL, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
He looked like a fool during his press conference. He didn't handle that correctly. He looked like a fool.
No, he didn't. And it comes out and he says, well, I have to accept blame, and it starts with me. That's what he said.
Right.
I remember seeing that on Friday's press conference.
Exactly. So if you're going to take blame for it, then don't you think you should freaking retire? Resign?
And that's exactly
what taking the blame for it.
Sent to me. He said, should Roger Goodell, NFL commissioner, resign as NFL commissioner?
Yes, if he's putting all the blame on him, then he should resign. Yes, damn straight. If he's taking all the blame, then he's got to resign because he screwed the pooch. And on that note, we're going to run to our final commercial break. You're listening to Jeff Escal and Sean Mann on
Sports World Radio.
I had PTSD. Once I was back from Iraq, I was distant from everybody in my family.
We had a reunion of our unit, and you'd hear these spouses say, is your husband doing that? My husband's doing that too. I thought it was just us. And really understanding that, hey, this is a common experience.
I learned more to listen to what he was saying, and that made it easier for me to understand where his pain was coming from.
Warriors should know that resources are available. Learn more at realwarriors.net.
Every parent wants the safest and healthiest products for their family. That's why I created The Honest Company. I was just a concerned mom with a crazy dream. A wish that there was a company that I could rely on that did all of the hard work for me. I'm Jessica Alba, and The Honest Company was my dream.
LegalZoom has helped 1 million businesses successfully get started, including Jessica's. Launch your dream at LegalZoom today. Call us. We're here to help.
Confusion ever someone or have sudden you trouble had speaking, understanding?
Understanding trouble? Have you sudden have or speaking someone ever confusion?
Have you ever had sudden confusion, trouble speaking, or understanding someone?
It could be one of the 5 signs of stroke.
Sudden weakness or numbness of the face, arm, or leg.
Sudden trouble with vision in one or both eyes.
Suddenly having trouble walking or difficulty with balance.
Or a sudden intense headache that comes out of nowhere.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911 immediately. You could make a difference in someone's life, someone you love, maybe even your own.
It's late until, wait, don't too.
Don't wait until it's too late. Time lost is brain lost.
Find out more at powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Hey everybody, this is Sky. And when I want to know what's going on in the wonderful world of sports, I tune to Sports World Radio.
Welcome back to Sports World Radio, the final segment of our 2-hour sports journey. Thank you, everybody, for staying tuned to this debacle of a sports show. We really appreciate it. Okay, Sean, what do you got next for me, pal?
The next story that we get to, we kind of stay with this one, Jeff. It's kind of cool that you bring it up that he screwed the pooch, but real quickly, you wonder, though, too, if Goodell were to say, I can't do it anymore. I've screwed up. I'm stepping down as commissioner. Then you wonder who is the possibility to take over for Roger Goodell as NFL commissioner.
Me.
You'd come in and you'd fix everything up.
I'd kick all these sons of bitches out of the league. Done. You got no play. I have no patience for men who beat women in my league. I want you out. Done. That's it. Finished. Out. Goodbye. The NFL should not condone that behavior whatsoever. And Roger Goodell now is just figuring that out. Anybody who beats a woman or beats a child should be out of the NFL, suspended for life. Done. That includes Adrian Peterson. Finished.
That's a good point, Adrian. Goodell is, he's too worried about his reputation and money than he is anything else. I dislike him too, Adrian. I don't have respect for what he has done for this league.
He's making $44 million a year, and that's what you're getting for that? That's disgusting. Give me half that pay, and I'll do a better job. That's disgusting. You're getting $44 million for that? That's a debacle right there. That's a schmuck and a moron who screwed everything up, and the NFL owners should demand his resignation as well as the players.
There should be like some kind of a vote with the NFL owners.
How about this?
The NFLPA.
How about
this?
this?
Sucks that
How about this, Sean?
The NFL is violence, and we want more violence in the game. But unfortunately, in the NFL, this is the entire player's life, and the violent nature sometimes translate into real life, and it's wrong. That's right, Encyclopedia Man.
Sean, how about this? The NFL players go on strike until Goodell resigns.
If this keeps up, I can see it happening, and meaning that if they go on strike, you can call the whole NFL season off and say goodbye to it.
No, I guarantee you wouldn't. You'd miss 1 week, and that'd be it.
The
Because he would
NFL
resign.
owners can remove him. That's what Double A said. Well, why
The
don't
owners
they do that?
can.
Why don't all the owners just get together?
Because the owner, you know why? Because Roger Goodell is making the owners money. That's why. Roger Goodell works for the owners, not the players. So in my mind, he's not a true commissioner. A true commissioner works for the players and works for the owners. Works for both of them. Works for Major League Baseball. That's my eyes. The way everybody else is, the Major League Baseball commissioner works for the owners. NHL commissioner works for the owners. NBA commissioner works for the owners. NFL commissioner works for the owners. That is wrong. Wrong. The players should go on strike and demand Goodell retire or we're not playing. That's it. They miss 1 game because Roger Goodell would retire because he wouldn't want it he would not want that to happen to the NFL. It would take 1 week, and that's it. Right. 1 week, and that would be it. Because he would retire or resign like the players want because he wouldn't want anything bad to happen to them. He wouldn't want to lose the season.
Adrian, good point. They're worried about money more than they are a football player committing a crime.
Exactly. You're exactly right, Adrian. Exactly right. They're worried about the almighty dollar instead of the almighty person. And I don't believe that's right. That's wrong. And you want to know something? The business of the NFL is suffering because of it. And you want to know something else? Mark Cuban was dead right. Dead right. And now the NFL is sucking it, aren't they?
They are. And Mark Cuban, the Mavericks owner, even though this is not NBA, we're talking about the NFL story here. Mark Cuban could very well be right that in the next maybe 5 or 10 years, you could start seeing a decline in NFL popularity throughout the country. Does that mean that we could see an end to NFL forever and ever? It's possible. If this keeps up with all the rule changes and players getting away with men hitting their wives and fiancés and then child abuse, I know we don't want to talk too much about that. It's very possible you could see the NFL folding and giving up, and where the NFL and then the ratings go down, and then nobody wants to watch the NFL anymore, which has been going on for years.
You know what, Sean? I have that article right here in front of me. The headline says, Mark Cuban made comments about the NFL 6 months ago, and he was right. I'm looking right at the freaking article right in front of me. And he was absolutely correct. How about that?
Adrian, well said again. People are more important than money, and they always will be, no matter what. They're making tons of money now, but when everyone stops watching the games, the NFL will start losing money, and the whole NFL will look stupid. That's a good point and a good way of looking at it, but it means that if fans are getting upset and disgusted with how Goodell is running the NFL, Adrian, it means that the NFL will start folding and people won't want to watch it anymore. They'll focus on other sports.
And that's never going to happen.
We were lucky, though, a few years ago when you all think about how close the NFL was to going on that lockout in 2011. That was ugly. And by July, we were able to get an NFL season in.
If the players want Goodell out, all they need to do is band together and just strike, and it'll be over in 1 week because he won't let that happen to the NFL. He would resign. He would. To keep the NFL moving forward. He would. I know it. I don't like the gentleman, but I know that's what he would do. Out of the best interest for the NFL, he would do it if the players went on strike.
I'm sure NFL fans would be saying right now, we need Pete Rozelle back, or we need Paul Tagliabue, or some new voice, or some new NFL commissioner in there.
Yeah, you need some new blood in there. You definitely need some new blood in there, for sure.
Well, I think fans could have a say about it, saying that
fans don't get to say.
Yeah.
Fans don't have a say in who the commissioner is, so just put that out of your mind already, Sean. Fans do not get a say in any league who the commissioner is. So you might as well put that right out the window. Don't even bring it up, you know? Because we don't get a say. I wish we did, but we don't. And that's just the way it is. And on that note, we're getting the flock out of here for today. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with us. We had a lot of fun today. I want to thank Nicholas Spiva for coming in and joining us in the first hour. I'm glad everybody can hang out with us for this 2-hour journey. Remember, we'll be back tomorrow for another 2 hours of sports talk. Until then, my friends, remember, you only have one life to live. Live it long, live it strong, and live it proud. And please don't forget, life may suck, but the alternative is unacceptable. For Sean Mann, I'm Jeff Escal. This has been Sports World Radio. Peace out, bitches.
Goodbye.
Hey, boys, Stimpy. We sure had fun today, kid. So long, kids. Come on, Stimpy, say goodbye.
Where are we going?
The show's over.